What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, the place to be. Children, Mr. Andy, back to give you guys a Smackdown review. It's been a while since I did a Smackdown review, but that's what we're trying to do for the new year. We're trying to get these reviews and these shows out here for you guys. And Smackdown was a decent show. The Bloodline thing really took it over. I enjoyed the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Braun Strowman, and everything else was kind of in there, kind of filler type thing. Because I'm trying to think like what's going on for the Royal Rumble. We only know about the 2 Rumble matches and then 2 matches. We still got 2 weeks from today before the Royal Rumble, but we're going to get into our SmackDown review, so we won't sit there the whole time, because let's get right up into this here. SmackDown, it kicks off with the Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther taking on Braun Strowman. Meanwhile, Gunther trying to get like a good read on Braun Strowman, but he gets knocked down to the ring, and then he rips his shirt off, and it is time for the Strowman Express. Remember when The Rock did the get old boy? He knocks Gunther across the announce table, and then we get to a commercial break. When we come back, Gunther is apparently working on Braun Strowman's arm. He throws him to the steel steps, so he's weakening the arm of the monster, things like that. So it was a pretty, standard matchup. Hitting the chops and working on his arm. Imperium does come out and try to attack Braun Strowman on his arm, and then Braun Strowman knocks him away. Then that's when the referee starts seeing it. But then Braun Strowman's on the middle rope, and Gunther pulls his arm down. He hits the top turnbuckle. Then he gives him a stacked power bomb from the middle rope, and wins the matchup. But the way Strowman landed was like, he comes down, he lands on his feet first, then he gets stacked by Gunther, and then Gunther wins the matchup. So, a good matchup. Just to fast forward a little bit, because I have to go a little bit too much order, but Gunther, after that big win, announced that he is going to be in the Royal Rumble matchup also. So, we start getting a little star-studded. I still want to know what the surprises are going to be. So, I do plan on going live, like finally, get my swag back and going live for that event. So, stay tuned for all that. But Sami Zayn's backstage. He knocks on the Bloodline door. It's only Paul Heyman that comes on there smoothly. And he was like, look, he talked to guys, but he said, no, there's nobody here but me. Roman said, for us, you go ahead and take care of this Kevin Owens problem by yourself. And then Zayn says, well, text Roman, let him know that he's the right man for a decision. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. And as Zayn walks away, Paul Heyman's face just turns to like disgust. Rey Mysterio's music hits. He comes out and he says the holidays are very special to him, and that this year was last year was kind of a little bit different, because Dominic tried to ruin things for him again, and now he's trying to walk around like a thug, like he a criminal, like he Conan or something like that. Well, he didn't say Conan. He said, as a father, it breaks our heart, but as a man, I'm fed up with his bullshit. I'm fed up with it. He's getting pissed now. And he's going to even be more pissed come Royal Rumble, because I already know what's happening, because he said he can't expect that for a fresh start, and he won't let Dominic provoke him. So the best way to get a fresh start is to enter into the Royal Rumble matchup. That's got to be where Dominic eliminates Rey Mysterio, and then we finally get this thing paying off at WrestleMania. Karrion Kross music hits with him and Scarlett come down, and Karrion Kross on the microphone, and then he says, you talk about goals, Rey Mysterio. He says, what we're coming up in 17 years ago, 17 years ago, Ray won the Royal Rumble. Damn, it's been that long? I was in college when Ray won the Royal Rumble. He said, it sure was a special moment. But, he said, was it more so along the lines of, what are you more mad at? You failing to be a father? You feeling not being there, not to be a father, stuff like that? Well, Ray don't like that. He starts trying to fight Kross. He goes for a 619, but Scarlett trips him up, and then Kross puts him in the straight jacket, and then and that's how the segment ends. I mean, in 2 weeks it'll be Kross versus Mysterio, so that could probably be a decent match for Kross. I think Kross gonna be in the Rumble as well. Backstage, Liv Morgan, Liv Morgan tells Emma that the best way to win a Royal Rumble is entering at number 1, and no, wait, hold on. I messed that whole thing up. basically Liv's backstage, and Emma was backstage and tells Liv that entering number 1 is not the best way to go to WrestleMania. And Raquel says the best strategy is come in last, and it's going to be her first Royal Rumble, so she's going to be excited about that. And then Liv was just like, well, you know what? I got my palm ready today. And you see this line right here? Slap! And I was just like, that was kind of dope. So, it challenges her to a match. So later on, it's going to be Raquel versus Liv Morgan in a match. Tegan Nox takes on Xia Li. Not much to go on here. Tegan Nox picks up the win with the shiniest wizard, which I think is the worst name to a finishing move, because she does not have the best shiniest wizard in wrestling, period. So we get a promo of the Viking Raiders that attacked Drew McIntyre and Sheamus after last week's matchup, but it was a digital exclusive. And then so backstage they're talking to Adam Pearce. As they're talking, they slap each other about what happened, and Adam Pearce says, well, look, I'm doing a tournament next week, and the tournament is whoever's going to win the tournament is going to face for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, which is showing that they're going to break these things off, because Raw, we're talking about the Raw Tag Team, so now they're talking about this for SmackDown. And then saying that Drew McIntyre and Sheamus will be in that matchup. So I think they're going as the Banger Bros. Banger after banger after banger. Bray Wyatt comes out. It's all dark, and he's in a chair. And he does a promo. There's a Bray Wyatt promo, and saying that he was Uncle Howdy and he's Bray Wyatt, and as LA Knights, when lights go out, you should run. This pitch black match, oh my god, I think it's going to be a one and done thing, because I think it's going to be like a regular street fight hardcore match, but it's going to be in the dark. I really feel that if it's going to be called pitch black, how you not turn the lights out? Am I a fan of changing the lights in the ring so make it hard to see? No, but I think that's what they're going to be doing, and I'm already not going to be a fan of this, to be honest with you. I'm already not going to be a fan of this. Kevin Owens is actually talking to Kayla Braxton. And Zayn comes in, he says Owens, if he's happy about all this and what's making him do what he is making him do tonight, he couldn't just leave it alone. He couldn't just leave SmackDown with the Bloodline. Owens says, well, he was on Raw. The Bloodline came to Raw every week to run their mouth, so he tried to take the Bloodline out piece by piece. And if Zayn's that piece, that's on him. And Roman puts Zayn in a situation where he doesn't have to come to work. Zayn tells him he's not being used, and it's all about family, and he's he probably take care of business tonight. And I was just like, good luck, no problem. Raquel Rodriguez taking on Liv Morgan. Basically, Liv Morgan was just getting bullied this whole damn matchup, and then it was doing the same thing Escobar and Kingston was doing last week by getting tossed over the ring. Be like, oh, you would have been eliminated. This was the Rumble type thing. Whatever. Then Raquel hits the Hannah Bomb on Liv Morgan, wins the matchup. Sonya Pierce is backstage trying to ask Adam Pearce, actually Sonya Pierce or Sonya Deville, but actually Adam Pearce about having another shot at Charlotte. Pierce like, you should just enter in the Rumble and get a match, because Charlotte called her shot, she won, and you called your shot, you lost. Well, Sonya said she gonna find a way to get her match with Charlotte. So we come back from break, they're fighting backstage, Charlotte and Deville is, and then there's like a whole brawl. They just sit there trying to break them up. Charlotte's is like, she started it, and I'm not starting anything, but then Deville just keeps coming and coming and coming. Then now we get a Cody Rhodes promo, but now it's time for the main event. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Good matchup by these two. Every time I know that these guys will get in the ring, they will have a decent kind of match. I always know we're going to see an apron spot. Like whether it be a brain buster, German suplex, package pop out, we're always going to see an apron spot when it comes to these guys. Owens hits a senton off the top rope, and Zayn hits the knees up. He loves on that spot. And he goes for the cover. Owens kicks out. Zayn places Owens on the top rope and goes for a suplex, but Owens reverses to a brain buster off the top rope. Owens goes for the cover. Zayn kicks out. Then Zayn hits two explosive suplexes and about to go for the haluva kick, but then the Usos come out and they beat down Kevin Owens, and they hit the 1D on Kevin Owens. And now they like, yeah, and the Solo comes out and they start beating on Kevin Owens. They take him on the announce table, and Solo Sikoa does the if y'all remember Cyber Sunday, I think 2007, Umaga and Triple H had a street fight. And it's back when they had the 3 announce tables. And then Umaga and Triple H on one of the announce tables. And then he ran across all the announce tables and did the splash. Solo, it's like he take a lot of Umaga stuff. So, which I like because I love Umaga. And it said that the 2 tables, he runs across the barricade and does a splash to Owens through the table. Meanwhile, Sami Zayn just looking like in disbelief of how they're beating down Kevin Owens. And they all try to celebrate, talk about some, what we did, add on to it. And they do the ones and stuff like that. But Zayn just looks kind of like, wow, I wasn't expecting all that type thing. And that's basically how SmackDown ended. So, like I said, it was a decent show. It was all right. I mean, there's been better SmackDowns. It was more so I like the beginning and the end. In the middle was all kind of filler, leading to the Royal Rumble stuff up. But I'm curious to see. I know that where the finish of the Sami and Kevin Owens story should be going at WrestleMania. I think they'd be tagging up for the tag team titles. But the thing is, they split up the titles, and I'm just like, so they'll go for the SmackDown ones, the Raw. Like what's really going to happen here? So I'm curious to see how this stuff is playing out. But post any comments down below if you guys enjoyed SmackDown this week. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review. Hit the subscribe button for more wrestling content right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC, a place to be. Children, Mr. Andy, and the Nerd Coalition is out.